Hello there and welcome to Conversations with THUMEKA. This is Life with Impact, and we speak about everything pertaining to life. We speak about your journey in Christ and everything in between. Today I have a lovely guest with me. Her name is Lindiwe Kunene, a woman who is a beacon of hope. She's an author, a saxophonist, amongst so many other things as well. So she is an inspirational author, a speaker, a coach, poet, a film producer, and businesswoman. Her current roles are she's a board member at Campus Community Provision and Social Services. She's also an assistant station manager at Pan Africa Connect Radio. Lindiwe Kunene is a powerful voice of hope and healing, a survivor of gender-based violence. And one of the reasons why she's here today to share her story and her journey as a victim of gender-based violence. And she turned her story into a legacy of restoration, empowerment, and faith. Her memoir, Alive by Grace, which was written and I think it was done in 2021.
Yeah.
Okay, is not only doesn't only capture her triumph, but has also was also adapted rather into a compelling film that continues to inspire countless lives. With more than 20 years of experience in community service, she's a passionate advocate for mental health, youth mentorship, and spiritual growth. Lindiwe's work spans local and international platforms where she motivates, educates, and transforms lives through her voice, her pen, and her heart. Jeez, this is a mouthful. You have your journey, Sis Lindiwe. And again, thank you so much for taking your time. I understand you're a busy woman who's also doing so much out there for the community. You're impacting lives, and this is so befitting having you here on Life with Impact at Impact 103, where we impact lives and we share our stories, and it's also just to bring hope and encouragement to the next person, because we have people who are listening to us from all over the globe, and once they hear your story and how you journeyed through it, how you found strength and courage to rise up above your challenges and actually decide to put it as a memoir. Unbelievable.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, I don't know, I've said it all, but on a personal level.
More personal scale.
Yes.
Okay, my name has been said. I'm Lindiwe Kunene. I'm a mother of 4 daughters. Okay, now I have grandchildren. I've got sons in love. I'm a sister. I'm a beacon of hope. You see me, you see a testimony. I love life, I love people. That is why I'm serving. That is why I do what I do, because I want to see people prospering.
Yes.
Because I know that everyone has a story, and it depends how you deal with your story.
Indeed.
Either maybe you are not conquering, or you are conquering. So my heart is more to those who are struggling.
Yes.
Because I went through a lot, and God helped me in my journey.
Yes.
To conquer and to prosper. This is why I tell my story, to encourage others.
To encourage other people. And this is how the book, your memoir, Alive by Grace, came out, birthed from pain, from your experiences as well. Can I take you back a little bit? How it all started. I did manage to go into your book a bit to get a few stories, and I can tell you that is one book that one will not be able to put down. And I love how you've beautifully opened up and said, I am doing this not just for me, but it's to help the next person who might be encountering or going through what I went through. Let's talk about you, how it all began, the gender-based violence. And I think this is one of the main reasons why we are having this conversation, because when we look at statistics, every day you open the news, there's a story about gender-based violence to a point where lives are lost. And I wish we would live in a world where you know, we can see a decrease, a significant decrease when it comes to the statistics. But then again, it addresses a bigger problem. A bigger problem, you know, when it comes to gender-based violence, the victim and the perpetrator. The perpetrator is also a hurt person, because you know what they say, hurt people hurt people. So let's hear your story.
Okay, it started at school. I met my late husband at school in my, I would say, grade 11 of today. He was doing grade 12, and then after that he left school, and I continued my grade 12, and also I think after my grade 12 I did a diploma, and then soon after that we got married. And then yeah, it was nice in the beginning.
He charmed you.
He charmed me a lot. And he was that person that you know, when you see him, you would be charmed as a woman if you you want to start a relationship. So it continued up until we finally got married. But I won't lie and say I didn't see the red flags. That is why I share about the red flags in my book. Because I remember when you were still pursuing me, we were doing at school, it was sports day, and I was running, and he was the one that were choosing the winners. So after that, that's where he saw me. And then after that, he asked to see me. I was in a boarding school. So I remember we went for lunch, came back for lunch, and I was late for our appointment with him. And the very first day when I came, I was late for the appointment. He pretended as if he's, you know, touching me, but at the same time he was pinching me. Why am I late? Very first. But I didn't take it serious. I didn't see it. I didn't know it. I could not put a meaning or an end to that act. But it shocked me, and I asked him, why are you doing that? And he
on our first date.
He made as if, you know,
he made light of the situation.
Yes, he's playing with me. Okay, we continued dating at school. I also saw in another time we were doing, you know, in boarding school there's entertainment, and they would tell you, as newcomers, they would tell you and choose what you do for entertainment. So I remember they chose me to act Couples Go to Beach with another guy. So he also didn't like that. He ended up fighting that guy behind my back, but later on they told me. So we continued. Then we got married after the first year of marriage. No, it's not the first. I remember we were on holidays, and then in town we were walking together. I saw a brother from my township, And then this guy came and he wanted to hug me because it was a long time not seeing me, you know.
Yes.
He didn't like it. I saw the guy down on the floor. I'm like, okay, now what has he done?
Sure.
Why are you doing that? Also that, you know, I let it pass.
Yeah, you overlooked it.
Yeah,
yes.
I didn't take it serious because I didn't know better then. So, and then we got married, we stayed together. Remember, I was working, and at work we were doing stock taking.
Okay.
And that week I remember telling him, please come and fetch me on, we normally did our stock taking Saturday evenings. Okay. So I told him, please come and pick me up, even though we're using public transport at the station because I'm going to lock off late. Obviously, I will arrive late. He agreed. I reminded him, he agreed. Saturday morning, I left for work. And then I was at work. Then we didn't have cell phones like now. You know, I worked. After we knocked off, took transport, and then I was using a train, and then arrived at the station where he was supposed to pick me up. He's not there. Oh, okay. I didn't want to stress about it. I was like, I can't even wait because already it's at night. So let me just catch a taxi. It's not that far. So I can even walk from where the taxi drops me to home. While I was walking, I see he's standing at the gate. He's like wondering, looking.
Expecting you, maybe.
I don't know what he was expecting me. But I was expecting him to fetch me.
As you had requested.
Yes. So I walked, coming closer to him. He started throwing me with stones. Stones, and big stones, not like small stones. And then I came closer, you know, ducking. Why are you throwing me stones? He showed that he was angry with me. Why am I not at home at that time of the night? I'm like, I told you we were doing stock taking. I asked you to come and fetch me. I'm the one who's supposed to be angry right now because it's of my safety.
Yes.
And then we discussed that, and he ended up saying, sorry, I don't know, forgot. How can you forget? And then I told him I'm going to report to your brother because we were staying in one yard with his brother. And then he said to me, no, I mustn't. He's sorry, you won't do that again. Okay, we went to our room, we slept. So already you see all these incidents that I'm counting. They were red flags.
They were definitely red flags.
And I didn't know.
Were there lots of signs after that? Tempers, short temper.
Yes, after that you could see how he snaps, like that night. You know, first time I didn't see the snapping, but after we got married, he was snapping easily.
Wow.
He was easily angered. It was difficult to communicate something to him. He's not listening to you. He's doing all sorts of things. Whatever he wants to do, he does. You won't question.
You can't question him. Because if you question him, it's a matter of who are you?
Yes.
Of why are you questioning him? I'm a man.
Yes.
What I say goes.
Yes.
And you have no say, basically.
Yes.
And, you know, I've read, we've seen, and we understand this, that abusers, once they start, they never stop.
They don't stop.
They don't. So even if it starts as a nudge or someone pushing you, tomorrow it's going to be something bigger. There we go, kicking you, pulling your hair or parts of your body, or it just escalates and it gets worse.
Yes.
And I think what I know you've also mentioned in the part that when this happens to you as well, something happened to your psyche, your cognitive, because in so doing, where you are now, a person is receiving abuse on a daily, sometimes it's rewiring or alters you, and how you end up looking at yourself as an individual. Did this somehow, I think when it comes to your self-confidence, did you find yourself, oh wait, let me rephrase my question. Here's another one, because I know victims then start looking for faults within themselves. And then you then think, maybe I'm the problem. What did I then do? Maybe the problem is me. Did it ever cross your mind during those abusive years?
Because he will make you feel as if you are the one causing problems. Yeah, he's manipulating you.
Yeah.
He knows he's wrong, but he won't admit that you are wrong.
Yes.
He will tell you, if you didn't do this, I wouldn't hit you. If you didn't come late, I wouldn't be angry. You understand? If you didn't say this like this, I wouldn't feel the way. And
you are the cause.
Yes, all the time you are the
of
cause.
You being punished and abused.
Of being punished or treated in a nasty way. Whatever that you say you don't like, he has a right to do it because he's a man. And whatever he says goes. I remember there was an incident after we got married. We moved from here. No, after the marriage, we had to look for a place to stay. And then it was maybe about 20 km from his home. And then every day he knocks off at work, he goes and starts at his mother's house before he comes home. This thing happened for a long time. Every time he comes late, I'm asking, why do you have to go past I'm not saying don't go, but why do you have to go every day such that you come here late? Sometimes I must wake up and open for you when, I mean, you've knocked off long time
ago, yes.
at work, so there's no reason for you to all the time go home. We would fight for that. Later on, I found out that, no, he had a girlfriend, you see. So by him not admitting or also trying to defend himself, you become wrong. Why are you asking me?
Yes.
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 And he was a Zulu man, and he believed that you can't question him.
No.
If he tells you he did whatever that he did, he feels he's okay, he's okay with that, you must be okay with it.
And because you're a woman, you just need to stomach it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And this was how many years ago?
Yeah, it's a long time ago now.
I'll tell you why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because looking at where we are now, the stories are just as horrific.
The same and worse.
Same and worse.
It's we got married 1985.
Wow.
And he passed on 1999.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it's a long time. That's what I also share when I share my story. That abuse didn't start now. It started long time, even before me. And I remember at some stage I was at Bible school, and there was a module for marriage and families, where we were digging deep, checking all the abuses, how they started, when they started. So it's a thing of a very long time, because there are many things even today that are still happening that are not accepted.
Yes.
You know, like it's like when you get married in the African community, there is a way you are treated as a makoti.
Yes.
Ne?
Yes.
Yeah. And also children that are growing up, it's good that children, especially girls, we must teach them to abstain and keep
themselves for marriage.
But what about the boys? Are they being checked? Because you are keeping yourself for who?
For who exactly?
For who?
So the same teachings that are given to the girls must just as well be given to the male counterparts as well.
Because if you are looking for a virgin, be a virgin also.
There we go.
If I must look after myself.
Look after yourself as well.
Look after yourself as well. Because those are the things that bring a curse to the marriage, because a person is bringing baggage to the marriage. When you come, you're coming clean.
You're coming clean, and the person that you're married has all this baggage.
Exactly. Wow. Exactly.
You know, my thing, Sister Lindiwe, and thank you so much for saying that we're teaching the girl child. The boy child as well needs to be taught. Now, I'm a mom to 3 boys, and boy mom here, they're all, you know, I always say, and I try my best to teach them principles, love, starting with self-love as well, because I'm raising someone else's future husband. I am raising the head of a home.
You won't be a child forever.
No, definitely not. And I've read somewhere, and they said, raise your children, your male sons, properly. Instill biblical principles in them, and the sense of ubuntu and respect, not just for others, but for self.
For self, then others. Because that's what the Bible says.
Exactly.
Love your neighbor as
you love yourself. And it all begins
from there.
So that tomorrow, when they go out into society, they are not another problem. That will add to the unpleasant statistics that we're seeing all around us.
Look at this. When you get married, the Bible says you become one.
Yes.
The Bible says to a man, love your wife.
Yes.
As Christ
loves the
church. So if a man did not learn self-love, you see, how can he love the wife as Christ loves the church? Wow. It's a very deep thing. So deep. And unfortunately, in our culture, I don't think men are taught to love themselves. So that, because you can't give what you don't have.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. And if you look at it, it's like, for me, they must study Christ.
Yes.
How is Christ loving the church?
True.
Because this is what I must do to my wife. But I must first do it to me.
Yes. So I can be able to give out to her. You know, because you can't pour from an empty cup.
No, you can't.
And, where is this coming from? Because we are looking at a bigger problem. Sister Lindiwe, you are seeing a young man who clearly you're now seeing the results or the fruits of a root that is rooted in anger, in hurt, in him thinking that what he was doing the right thing.
Yeah. Yes. With my late husband, you know, when you start dating, you talk about your past.
Yes.
You talk about your family.
Yes.
You talk about your childhood experience. So he would share with me his childhood experiences, and he would share with me how he grew up. I knew that his upbringing was not too good, but as a child, as also a girl child, I didn't know that can go that far. I didn't know that the very same thing is the one that will come and haunt me. You see, again, he was born, the mom divorced, and then it's like me, he died, and then after he died, I have other children, but I use the same surname of the of my ex.
Okay.
So it was like that. So he never knew a father.
Yeah.
He was using a surname of his mother's ex. He had his mother didn't tell him his real father. He ended up hearing on the streets that we are not a so and so,
Yes.
you know, surname.
Yes.
And even the brothers, the older siblings, they would sleep and say, yeah, Wena, we are not the same surname with us. He didn't know. And when he asked the mother never told him, never, until he died. So that thing haunted him as a man.
He battled with it quite a lot.
A lot.
Identity
Crisis, a lot, because now he didn't know where to belong. And as a Zulu man, as an African man, it's very important for them.
Of course.
And I think it's important even a girl child to know that this is my father, even though my mom did not marry him, they were not married, but I know who I am.
Yes.
I know who's my father.
I can identify.
Yeah, even if I'm not called by his surname, but I know that I had to carry the surname for whatever reason and purpose. It's okay. For me, it's okay. Wow. So I think the mom deprived him a lot from that. So he was not a happy man. And even I think on the streets as boys, they tease each other. You know, even with that.
And words are scarring.
Scars, yes.
Bad words can scar you.
Can scar you.
And who knows what that was building inside of him.
It built its anger because I experienced, I come from a family, Christian family. I mean, you know, he knew that I have a mother and a father. He hated my father so much.
Wow.
He didn't trust me when he didn't trust his father around me.
Okay.
He was comfortable with my mother, not with my father, because he never had a father figure.
Why?
So he didn't know the role of a father. So the only thing I think he knew, he was thinking maybe my father could rape me or something.
Wow.
Or sometimes he would be very jealous if I give my father the respect I know I must give him as my dad. I could see how he was irritated. Not that I didn't give him, I learned how my mom respected
your father.
So I would do that to him.
You saw it first.
Once he sees that I'm respecting my father, you know, he didn't want it. He didn't like it.
So he also had that insecurity of the father figure.
Yes.
I think it's negligence, and he had abandonment issues.
Yes.
Abandonment issues are a problem.
Because he didn't stay with his mother too. The mom was staying in, you know, she was a domestic worker. Okay. So she would come weekends,
once in a while.
So the sister and the aunts, so she was staying everywhere, either with the aunt, either with the grandmother, you know. So yeah, now that I'm older, I know and I understand those things, how you know they can go a long way. I've seen them. But there are people who also go through those experiences, but they end up being okay
choices
because of the choices, and also they allowed healing
to take place.
But now if you come from maybe a broken home, they don't even know about healing. So it's something that was not instilled in you. Don't even know that you must go and heal.
My goodness.
So
do you know what the danger in that as well is? That I'm going to then I'm an unhealed person. I get married to someone who's
and you
probably
think marriage will heal
you know. And then we have children who are born in this environment. We pass it on to them. They pass it on to their children.
Yes.
So it perpetuates.
Yes.
And at some point, someone needs to bring it to a stop. And I think it's realizing and acknowledging that I need help.
Yes.
I need to heal.
Yes.
And I think it's also the importance of just having the right people around you as well. There's something that Impact Radio is a campaign they're working on at the moment. And it's about how important a father's footprint is.
Very important.
In our community, in our society, in our families.
Yes.
You know, and I always say that the family structure has now been distorted. What God intended, husband and wife, children, present fathers, not absent, present fathers. And we don't realize the damage of an absent father. I know there's some fathers who say, but my dad also did this to me, therefore. That's what I'm saying, perpetuates, and this person is unhealed. So they're passing their hurt onto trauma can be passed on to our children if we don't do anything about it.
I think if you don't do anything and you are still angry and you don't see the future, obvious, you pass it on. But I've seen people who say, because my father did to me, I want to make sure I do the better than him.
Yes, true.
I want my children to have a present father.
Right, because I experienced this thing firsthand, and I don't want my children to go through what I went through.
And they do it well. Wow. So I think it's up to a person, you know.
It boils down to the individual's choice.
Yes.
So, Sis Lindiwe, we've come to the end of the first segment of our podcast, and then when we come back, when we continue rather, I want us to talk more on your journey to healing, but also I want us to also speak about, because in your book you spoke about the passing of your ex, your husband, your late husband, and we'll get into it, and it's so important for people to realize how an unhealed soul not only hurts or damages also people around, for yourself. But anyway, we'll talk about it when we get back. Thank you.